right, Abby knows something that the rest of her family does not know. There is a good time to get a new pet, and there is a bad time, and Abby thinks this is a bad time.
Yes, I am the voice of emotional reason in my family, which means my family is in dire straits if I'm the person with their head on their shoulders. If my head is screwed on right, because my family thinks that now is the right time while we're emotionally weak and vulnerable to swoop in and adopt another dog. Long story short, we just lost a pet very traumatically. My mom not doing well. I'm actually a little concerned about her. I'm like, you should probably get on medication.
Has there been a reason why you haven't told us what that... You've referenced it a couple of different times.
You keep pushing it from the schedule, so I keep going, they don't want to talk about it.
Well, here we are now.
Long story short, over break, my mom, we had two dogs at home. We have Leo, who's about 11 or 12 years old, and then we have Griffin, who was 7. And Griffin has always been like he's been like an aggressive dog. He's like small. He's a little toy. He's a mix between a poodle and a Morkie. So he's like this little yappy dog, and he's always just been kind of aggressive. So while Leo, who's the older dog, who we have been preparing to pass away because he's like 11 or 12, they've been going to all these doctor appointments, and Griffin has been getting some tests as well. And the doctor advised for Griffin to get this preventative surgery because I guess his liver enzymes are like elevated or something. And that's apparently what's been making him super aggressive. We're like, oh my God, finally, we're going to get this normal dog. We're going to have him go through this very routine surgery. We're going to get those liver enzymes done. And then he's going to be a happy little dog so that when Leo passes away, he's a happy, mentally stable dog. So long story short, Griffin goes through the surgery. Everything goes fine until he gets out of surgery. Then 24 hours later, he starts having like these seizures. And so my mom takes him home, and it takes him back to the doctor. The doctors don't really know what to do. So then we drive all the way to Gainesville, Florida, which is 2 hours from my parents' house. And we take him to this vet hospital at the University of Florida. And they just like had him hooked up to all these wires, and he's seizing, and he's bleeding from his nose. I mean, it was like actually the most, they're so traumatic to see him basically like on this ICU table in this animal hospital, like basically dead, but trying to keep him alive for a week. So it was just kind of like, it just took a while for it to happen, and having to see him in that state was absolutely heinous. And then of course anybody knows when you have to make that decision to like euthanize a pet, it feels like you're killing them. Even though you know it's the right decision, you're making that decision to like off them. So my mom has not been doing well, like point blank period, because that was like her dog. So now we're left with Leo, who's doing great, but we thought he was going to be the one to die. So now we're just bopping around with the dumbest dog of them all. He has like no brain activity, just like no thoughts, just vibes. And the one dog that had a smattering of personality is gone. So long story short, all that to say is it's left this massive void in my family's life, because these are my mom's kids at this point. Like she doesn't need to call me and my brother all the time to check in on us. Like these dogs are her babies. Like when you talk about the dogs that are high maintenance and get hand fed with bougie, rich, upper middle class dog food, like these are those kinds of dogs. And so my mom, looking at Leo, who is also now super depressed because his brother died randomly because he was 7 years old and not supposed to pass away for another 7 years, my mom's like, we need to get another dog to fill this void. And I'm like, no, this is a terrible idea. Like you guys thought after Griffin passed, you guys were just going to be empty nesters, point blank period, not have any more pets. So why don't let this emotional valley change that decision, because you guys want to be able to have the freedom to travel and do all the things. Like these dogs clearly are consuming your life. Like we just spent like tens of thousands of dollars to keep our dog alive for a week, only for him to die anyway. So just don't get another dog. Or if you are, give it a week. And nobody seems to be listening to me, because they keep sending me photos of these dogs that they want to buy that look like Griffin. And I'm like, you can't replace Griffin. Griffin is gone. Like you can get this dog that looks like him, but every single time you look at this dog, you're going to think about this horrible thing that our family just went through and how awful it was to see him like bleeding from his eyes on the ICU table. Like give it a beat, and then we can reconvene when you get on Lexapro. I was like, can we all agree on that?
Do you need me to smuggle some in for you so you can crush it up and put it in her coffee the next time you see her?
Listen, she's coming to see a country concert with me next weekend. I'm ready to slip it into her coffee, put it under her nose, make her snort it, ingest it. Yeah.
I got you.
You're 100% right on this.
100%. It's insane.
The Bert Show.